Hello everybody, it's Richard the Urban Warlock from Urban Warlock Healing here. Okay, so this is going to be part one of my kind of series of videos based on the darker side of spirituality. Okay, yeah, let's piss some people off. Why not? Like I say, my role is the activator. Right, okay, so today I'm going to be talking about the kind of student master role that can cause some issues. Now, this is going to be in regard to development groups. Now, I do have to state that I have never been to a development group. This isn't based on my own personal experience. It's just based on other people's stories. Okay, so yeah, so let's get started then. So I think one kind of sticking issue that a lot of people in the kind of spiritual world have is admitting that they take money off people. Okay, I'm quite open, right? I do this for my business. Okay, I am quite open and honest the fact that in regard to payment, you have to pay up front, to secure your booking. If you cancel within 48 hours, you ain't getting your money back. I'll rearrange the appointment, but you ain't getting your money back. And I'm quite happy to admit that yes, especially with mediums and psychics, we are expensive. Okay, the way I see it is that it takes a lot of time and a lot of development to become a professional psychic medium or intuitive tarot reader, and it does. Okay, and it's not just a case of doing a course for a couple of months or a year or whatnot. You can do that. You can go and do courses. Don't get me wrong. You can go on development courses that are a couple of weekends. Say like 3 weekends, for example. However, that is just the start. The process is continuous, and I was kind of trying to think about how to kind of get it across to people. Some of you might have seen it. There was a post going around on Facebook a while ago, and it's talking about mechanics and saying, you think that X amount of money, I think it was like £45 or £50 an hour for the kind of charge from the mechanic is expensive. But you don't see the, 4 or 5 years training or the equipment I've got to buy, And it's kind of on that similar vein. Okay. Now, with some development groups, and then like I say, I've never been to one, so I'm, I can't, I've just got to go off what other people have said. So this isn't going to be all of them. They're all businesses at the end of the day. Okay, that people do development groups, okay, 9 times out of 10 to make money. Okay, that is the simple fact. You do get the odd one or two where they might charge a little bit, or none at all, very rare, and it's just about helping people. But for the most part, they are about making money, and we shouldn't be shy about that. We need to eat, we need to live, okay? It's okay to charge people for your services, so let's try and remove that. We live in a material world, I'm afraid to say. Even when we go through this ascension process and we're all in 5D and whatnot, we still need to eat, okay? We still need to charge for our services. So, like I said, I just wish people would drop the bullshit around it. You charge because you're offering a service. Now, some are expensive, some are really expensive, some are reasonable price, okay? But at the end of the day, those people running those courses have to take some accountability and say, look, I am here to help somebody develop, and when they feel ready to move on from that and start treading their own path, I am going to let them. Okay, because I've come across it recently where I've heard some examples whereby the master, if you want to call it that, has been saying a few things that to me sounds a bit like they're trying to hold the students back, basically. And for me, that then becomes all about the money. Like I said, there's nothing wrong with charging people, but when you're holding people back because you're thinking about the dollar and you're thinking, oh no, but if they go their own way, then that's 20, 30, 40, 50, however much quid a week or a month or whatnot that I'm not getting anymore. That's where I have an issue with it. Okay, so just to give you a couple examples, right? This one's not related to spiritualism, but I think it's a good example to give. So many years ago, I had therapy with a wonderful therapist called Anne Shepherd. Unfortunately, she passed away during COVID. But yeah, wonderful lady, along with my ex-fiancée Rachel, who pushed me to go to therapy. She was the one who gave me therapy, and those two women saved my life. I'd be dead now if it wasn't for them, if I'm quite honest with you. Anyway, we were coming up to the end, and I think we'd got either had a week or 2 weeks left. Okay, and we'd been through all the tell me about your mother stuff, and I felt kind of okay with that. So I said to her, I said, like, I feel like I've gone as far as I want to go now. I think I've got everything off my chest. And she was like, well, we've got a couple of weeks left, so maybe we discuss your relationship with Rachel. And I was like, no, I'm perfectly fine with that. We're perfectly fine. Anyway, as it transpires, the therapy and how it changed me ended up making me leave Rachel. Now, Anne would have known that, based on everything that was said in the conversations and stuff like that. However, because she was a good therapist and she had ethics and morals, she went, that's okay, that's fine, off you go. And that was it. That was it. Second example, and I'm not doing this to blow my own trumpet, but I've got a friend who's trying to learn tarot and develop her skills and stuff like that. Now, because of time and family commitments and stuff like that, I can't, well, she can't get the time to come and do it, basically. Now, there are a couple of things that I want to try that potentially I might want to offer later on down the line as paid for. However, I'm not gonna kind of gatekeep and stop her development because there's something I want to do. So what I've said is, right, you know, yeah, I'd really like to see you, I'd really like to get you around, I really want to try this, try that. However, I know it's not possible. Have my login details for my online courses and read through them, go through them, because I don't want you to, stop your development. It's more important to me that you develop, okay, rather than me kind of trying something out and see if I can make some money out of it. But yeah, I just think it's a little bit of sad state of affairs when somebody who has knowledge and people are paying them for the knowledge then starts kind of putting blockers and barriers and you know, breadcrumbing them a little bit. You know, that happens as well. Well, I know this, or I've got this about you, and you know, I've got this this new thing that, you know, if you leave now, you're not gonna learn it. You know, it's just all a way to me. It's just all a way of keeping you kind of trapped in that kind of development thing. You know, for me, at some point, you have to step out on your own. Okay, and you do, and it is scary, and you do question yourself, and you do say, can I do this? Am I going to be able to do it? And when you start, you will also have issues asking people for money. It's uncomfortable. You don't know what to go in at. You don't know, you know, classic mistake is you start going off on your own and you undercharge because you think, well, I'm not that experienced, so I don't want to be charging what they're charging. Ironically, that actually puts people off. So if you are starting off, just find out what the middle ground is and go for that. That's where my price point is. I've done some research on people within a certain radius to me, right, who's the highest, who's the lowest, right, I'm going to go in the middle. Simple as that. But yeah, don't be afraid to step out on your own. Okay, if your mentor or your master has any salt to them, if they think that you are not ready, they will not say anything. They will say, you've done really well. I wish you all the best on your way. If you ever need anything, come back to me. Even if they are 100% in their mind that you are not ready to go it alone, they shouldn't be saying anything. Okay, you will go back. If they're supportive, you will go back if you need that help. Okay, but if they're kind of blocking you and breadcrumbing you, you ain't going to go back. Or you're just going to keep going, and you're never going to step out on your own. So that is video 1. Okay, like I said, I'm not going to do these one after the other, but yeah, look out for some more. Like I say, it's just one of those things that came up and I'm like, nah mate, no, that's not good practice. That's not good practice at all. So just be aware of it. Like I say, don't let it put you off development groups, please. But if you get into that situation, you think, hang on, you know, walk away. Okay, send me a message and I'll have a rant with you. Thanks guys.